Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Oxygen Not Included. Everything's going okay so far. Well, I mean, there is an alien running rampant in our dormitories, but like apart from that, don't you dare go down the ladder. I didn't even consider that. I mean, that's like a prison of his own creation down there. Oxygen seems okay. Power is irrelevant for now. Temperature seems very livable pretty much everywhere. Comfort seems good. A little overly cool, I guess, down here. Or is it overly... It's overly hot? Why is hot air sinking? Because carbon dioxide has a higher thermal capacity? Is that correct? I don't know. Look, we're getting into stuff that's a little bit over my head. Could even be over my mind. How could I have ever been so blind? I was looking for an invitation. It was hard to find. Insufficient oxygen generation. We gotta be close. You know what? It's because one of the algae deoxidizers is not pumping right now. That's okay. Once we reach a certain sort of equilibrium, I think we'll be fine. So we still have 18,000 kilocalories of edible food. 14,000 of that is in the ration box, I think. We might as well eat all the rations before we... I wish I could get this sweep order done, like, immediately, but... we might as well get that done. Then we can build a ration box once we finish off the research that needs to be done here. Our barracks, our progress is being made. So let's say, Austin, you're going to take the other cot. And then we'll disassemble this one. Why Austin instead of Josh? Because my dude was sleeping next to the garbage can. Josh is sleeping next to an enormous portal. But he'll be the next one to move anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. Alright. Slowly improving the quality of life here. We can always throw down some, you know, walls, doors, maybe get like a massage table sort of deal set up. Everybody seems relatively happy right now, though. 16,000 kilocalories. Nothing wrong with that. Batteries maxed out. I would like a little bit of faster construction of our bedroom here, but so be it. You know, once we got enough, then that's all we need. Literally, like, by definition. Once we start getting our research tree done, which is making progress here, we might be like 2/3 of the way to farming, that's going to frame our next few tasks, I think. We definitely want to create a reusable, renewable, like, vegetable source. Did we finish research? Or we ran out of power. So we probably want to throw, like, another battery down. Yeah. Insufficient oxygen generation. We're so close to equilibrium. It's just because we're out of power. We'll find better ways to get power in the future. I mean, there might be, like, hydrogen gas somewhere. Yeah. There's, you know, maybe a few kilos of hydrogen in here. That's enough to power us for a while, but we don't need to worry about it yet. Once we get into piping and air pressure and ventilation, that's where, I get over my head. As long as we're, you know, a dude is pulling water out of the ground and then putting it into this mush maker, I'm relatively qualified to handle that, I think. So we got a couple of things to do. I've changed my philosophy in the game since the last time. I want things to be clean before we worry about expansion. So just clean up the stuff that needs to be swept. Then, whose bed is this? This is Josh's bed. I will build a cot up here. That'll be Josh's new bed. Oxygen is leaving some room to be desired up here, but we are at, like, equilibrium today. So we might need to produce at a surplus for a while to get it pumped up enough there. We also can make, at a certain level of research, we can make gas-permeable tiles. So we might want to, like, gut this, and put gas-permeable tiles, like, here, etc., etc. Unless we can already do that in ventilation. It's probably just in base, right? Oxygen? No, that doesn't make sense. Automation is what's coming up later. I'm excited for that. At the present moment, not too relevant. Let's head something off at the pass here. It does look like we're probably going to need another storage container, so we might as well get one constructed. 18,000 kilocalories of edible food. 14 rations. Fair. Research is almost done, and I'm very excited about that. because it means that we're going to be able to start working on our farms. We should almost, like, get the planning done right away. We want the farm... It just finished. Algae terrarium, compost, planter box, ration box. Many things to think about here. The first thing is that we do want a farm, and we want our farm to be the lowest thing in the world for us, because that we wanted plants, you know, for a very basic biology lesson from somebody who has a biology degree that they earned, even if they don't retain the knowledge to this day. Plants consume carbon dioxide in photosynthesis and then use that as well as light to create oxygen and glucose. So we will want them to be in a carbon dioxide rich environment. One way to do that, I think, would be to put them right next to the turlet. If we built like a ladder here and then just put them down in this sewage septic tank area, that might be good. But I think a more suitable approach is probably continue this ladder like straight down. I don't know why we have two ladders here. Like, that's not necessary. But continue this ladder straight down. Maybe down to like here. But we need dirt, right? I don't know, because we're using planters. We might as well go straight down, tile it up just on top of the water, like right here, and then start putting planters down there. I think that this will be okay. Just dance. Now, the other things, algae terrarium recycles carbon dioxide into a bit of oxygen. We want to put this in a carbon dioxide-rich environment, and it gains an efficiency bonus in light. We could always... I mean, this is starting to get pretty breathable. It's taken some time, but, you know, eventually it'll get there. I think we are going to need one, like, maybe down here. But I also don't mind the idea of, like, chunking one right up here. Maybe, like, in the middle. The idea being it'll suck up carbon dioxide, produce some oxygen. The problem is the oxygen is going to, like... stay up at the top, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Still, the fact that it like directly removes carbon dioxide is probably better. Does it have a decor penalty? I'm assuming yes. Maybe not. We'll start with a 1 for now. Cancel build. Like 1 there and 1 down here. What else we got? Planter box. We do want to make a ration box. We can make it out of sandstone. Toss that right there in our pseudo kitchen. And then we're going to want to harvest seeds and make our farm. So I think... Why? Because of the urine? Seems like a petty reason. We have enough sandstone. Is it literally because there's a tile? Like, we can always deconstruct. No, we cannot. Is it because... maybe because I had the overlay up? No, it was actually doing deconstruction. Okay, 1 second. Ladder. Yeah, I think we require the deconstruction. That's fine. This also has the benefit of putting our farm, like, right next to some... I mean, by the way, this might be too small. But it has the benefit of putting our farm right next to... the water source, which I'm not sure how relevant that is in the game, but obviously, like, you know, in real life, that seems like a fairly prudent idea. So next stage of research. Interior decor, I feel like, is putting the cart before the horse. We're not worried about mental health right now. What we are worried about is power, I think. I think power comes next. The ability to turn power off. The ability to have a larger battery. We don't need advanced research for sure. Wait, could we also do meal preparation? Electric grill. Mess table. Farm tile. Grows a single plant when sown with a seed. We could. We could. Automatic control comes from power regulation. Let's give this a try. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think there's a couple of potentially good options. I'm steering away from plumbing right now because I don't think we need it. Like, we have ample water sources close by. I don't think we need it urgently would be the better way to describe it. So I'm just going to take care of the trash that's in our way. Austin's not too happy, but he's, you know, you got to plunge the toilet. Somebody's got to plunge the toilet. It's just the way she goes. Hopefully we're going to come fairly close to finishing our construction. Over here, we want our final bedroom to be created, even if the rooms are a little bit dirty. The oxygen seems like it's slowly starting to filter up there. We definitely want our storage compactor done. We definitely want our ration box done, just for organizational purposes, if nothing else. But, you know, the thing is, we got one person researching. We got one person running on the hamster wheel at all times. Austin spent 6 hours cleaning a toilet. You know, it's going to take some time for us to reach a good level here in terms of, like, producing stuff. So, cycle 7. We did lose 2,000 calories, but we produced some as well. How? Just from harvesting plants, maybe, that were already in the ground. We made oxygen, which is good. It's all, like, I feel like there's something to say about growth in this game, but there's also something to be said about sustainability. Like, in RimWorld, eventually your goal is to get off of the planet. You know, you expand, and then you go home. This is home for us, as far as I know, so, I don't necessarily believe that, we should be expanding faster. Like, probably over the course of this episode, we will have the opportunity to take another duplicant, and I may take them up on that offer, but that's mostly because it's taken us 1,000,000 years to get any sort of progress done here. Let's look at decor. We got some green areas. I'm assuming that's due to tile and cleanliness. Down here, we got turlets and algae, and the people are not happy about that. Oxygen's doing okay, power's irrelevant, temperature is hard on the eyes, but that's a positive thing for us. We really, we have, like, passive... It's not passive, we need water for it. Okay, fair enough. We have non-electric oxygen generation, so I'm assuming we're still going to be at equilibrium, or at least close to it. I'm kind of in a holding pattern right now. I just want to, you know, research is being done. That's important. But as soon as one person goes to the bathroom, it takes like 80 years for us to accomplish anything. Because we got one person running, one person on research, and then poor old Bear Taffy here just moved in, looking like Dustin from Stranger Things. Taking 20 years disinfecting everything, constructing a ration box. Still have 16,000 calories, or kilocalories, of matter to eat. I don't know where it's coming from at this point. Don't they eat 1,000 or 2,000 a day? Hopefully that's one of those things that'll come out with the, as the backlog sort of percolates out, which is, it's an agile backlog right now, so please leave your tips and tweet me. Sometimes, you know, I read comments, I fixate on the ones that are like, this guy's an idiot. Edible. I put ingredients in it as well, who cares? Yeah, I think it was already toggled on, but just to make sure. But when you tweet me and you say, hey, just so you know, an oxygen not included, blah, 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 I go, oh, when you say so. And you're like, I have been for many, many days, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see. Run away from me, Okay, we don't need to go down that road. It's good. Sweep it up. We've started to get to the work orders that we established a long time ago. Long term, can we actually build, like, you're 3 tiles high, aren't you? You aren't. You are. Oh, well. We're starting to get to those build orders that we placed a long, long time ago. I don't think we can get to these to tile them, so that's going to be bad for decor, but building lacks resources. Crucial materials are unable or beyond reach to be found. Algae, 1,700 kilograms. Someone will put algae in there. I was going to say, we should be good on that. I'm like 50-50 on whether we're going to take the next duplicants. Sweep orders are finally coming out here. That's good. Would you mind making the bed? You make the bed, all of a sudden, this area becomes so much cleaner than it was a little while ago. It's already pretty nice. What do we have for seeds? We have 11 seeds. And our farm is still awaiting construction. I'm not too worried about food, because we're not at equilibrium or sustainability for food, but we're not that far off. And, whenever we want to, we can just make more. But we'll want another duplicant for that, probably, because otherwise we'll never get anything done. But I guess I am perturbed by the fact that it's taking forever to get anything done. But you'll hopefully excuse me, because your boy accepted every duplicant for a while in this game. And what that led to in the end was us having way, way, way more food requirements than we could possibly sustain. And everybody wanted to die. So we're taking it a little slower this time. So we got power regulation. Probably want to make an actual battery, and that's the only important thing there, I think. Next, I think, I mean, it's tough. I think we maybe go for interior decoration. It might, and, you know, I consider myself, a lot of people, they draw and delineate themselves. I'm a logical person. I'm a creative person. I think I straddle the line somewhere. I'm not saying I got the best of both worlds. I might have the worst of both worlds, just in equal proportions. But, as a person who understands logical people, you're going, why do you need interior decoration when you're in an ant farm on an asteroid? You and I, we can't see that, okay? For some people, being able to go into their room and look at a painting or a sculpture or a lamp might brighten their day. They might prefer that as they consider it more therapeutic than a meal. All other things being equal. The other thing is, it feeds off of electricity, which we just quote-unquote upgraded. And then, secondly, we don't need plumbing. At least not yet. We don't need to move liquids around. We have a lot of fresh water. And what was the other one? I can't remember. Like gas piping? In theory, the colony is pretty simple right now. Sure, we probably want to pump carbon dioxide into, like, a trash compactor somewhere. By that, I just mean a pit. But, like, it's not urgent, at least not yet. Although Mathis, you know, he's got some problems down here. I'll admit. What if we could probably just build like a little sink for the carbon dioxide to go down into? That's kind of what this freaking area down here is supposed to do once it gets done. It's just taking a long time to get there. I mean, we haven't even built this bedroom that we set as a priority, like, not last episode, but like at least 10 minutes ago. But all of these problems, I feel, are very solvable. We have a clean colony. People aren't hungry, at least not yet. In fact, I'm gonna start to make mush loaf, but I kind of want to wait for our next duplicant. Yeah, blast him! I kind of want to wait for our next duplicant. And we're gonna take the next duplicant, which means we're gonna need more food. But essentially, we can have a duplicant that just exists to cook. Yeah. Yeah. And that'll probably be Josh. I thought, am I seriously just confusing it with RimWorld? Or do we actually rearrange the position on the map of the things that we want them to do? I can't remember. Alright, everything more or less is clean. Would you mind building that cot? Thank you. It seems like that's what's happening. More or less, this had to be done. So I'm pretty happy. It is paused. Good. That's going to be Josh's cot. And then this cot can then be disassembled. Because we need another bedroom soon. That is fair to say. In fact, we're going to need another bedroom almost immediately. My mistake. You know what? Don't disassemble that. Cancel deconstruct. Leave that there. Our original colonists now have their own bedrooms. We don't urgently need to make another one. What we urgently need to do is get this farm set up, because every day that we delay on that is just like, you know, another day that we delay having enough food to eat. So, you know what? Start throwing some mush bars in here. Might as well give me 6. It's going to very much slow down our creation of just about everything. But it is a necessary evil here. I honestly am, though, and I remember palpably the exact same feeling the first time I played Oxygen Not Included in both of my original seasons. I was like, everything's going so well. There's no way anything could ever get messed up here. And then it does. So if you're watching this and you're going, when does the train wreck start? The answer is any day now. But I will admit that for now, I feel like I'm doing quite well. It's a nice feeling. 1 minute to our next duplicate coming out. We do have stress. Okay, so the farm is important. After the farm, we may want to create like a massage area. I don't think there's anything wrong with that idea. You know, if it's only one person that has stress, it's very easy for us to deal with that. All right, choose a duplicate. Got a level 7 bodybuilder. We got a level 5 miner. Very bad at learning, but strong. Iron gut, mole hands, buff. Narcoleptic's not that bad. Kinda... I mean, Lyra seems like the perfect call here. Just kind of like an all-around unit. Athletics, immunity, medicine. Oh, what did I do? I opened the germ overlay. That's a Dan right there. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm flattering him too much. I am also calling him a grease monkey, but print Daniel out. You should now take this bed. This is probably where we should start to assign like real jobs to people, but as of right now, I expect that the game will sort them properly. And that might be a mistake on my part, but even if it doesn't sort them properly, it might sort them better than I would. You gotta be careful. We don't necessarily want to mine through that. It is oxygen, but it's barely breathable. Maybe it's not that bad now that I think about it. So we got tile coming up for decor purposes. We are still... we have no increased power usage. Not yet, anyway. Oxygen is coming through nicely. And a lot of the carbon dioxide is being stored down here in the farm, which is exactly what we want. Although, when we... you know, it comes time to harvest down here, hold your breath. I think I would consider that like a pretty... good, I wouldn't say end point, but a positive moment for us to finish this video, is if we have some planter boxes set up, it's a start. I feel like this has been relatively, give me some more mush bars, please. Relatively nice so far. We'll probably say no to our next duplicate. And you know why? Because I'm looking very closely at this. Not just because it's a beautiful water texture. Because as I look at this, I'm like, one day, it's not going to be there. Refinements. We can make compost as well. Breaks polluted dirt down into fertilizer. And what do we get in power? Switch. We should turn off everything when we go to bed. But maybe I'll wait till automation comes out to make that... happen. But we want to turn polluted dirt into fertilizer. What we would do for that, and you know, it is going to slow us down slightly here. We'd bust open a little area there. Throw some tile around it. And then throw a little compost heap in there. But first, I do want to finish this ladder construction, because it has taken us longer than I'd like to admit. But I mean, I would love to see a screenshot of this compared to the last colony that we made, because I think that this one is looking nicer to start with. They might have also buffed everything to make life easier on players that are not as astute, like myself. But I'm going to choose to believe the life-affirming belief that I'm just smarter now than I was previously in my life. How much sandstone do we have? We haven't been digging very much lately. Oh, 30,000. Yeah, that's enough. It's enough for quite a long time, honestly. So we got 5 colonists, 0 stress, 100 immune system. That's way better than I would have expected. We're constructing mush bars. We had a little problem with gas transfer. Yeah, it's not very nice to be in the power generation facility right now. Everywhere else is very good, though, including the bedrooms, which is sometimes a little bit of a sore spot, so... All right, I kind of want to prioritize this, but because this is like my first hour and a half playing Oxygen Not Included in like 8 months, I'm also taking it slow, not trying to micromanage too much, trying to keep things very reasonable. You know, if it takes us twice as long to do something, but we're doing it right, then that's ideal as far as I'm concerned. What are my next priorities? I think we want to take this room and refactor it. Maybe we want to put the power generator in an oxygen-rich area, and then push, like the carbon dioxide will naturally push itself down, but push the power to a battery anywhere. That sounds right, but I guess we'll find out. Artistic expression, that might even be good to go for, but we need the supercomputer first to make that work. I think we should get a base level of everything first, and probably ventilation is next on the list. Still close to equilibrium there. Ventilation is next on the list, and it's next on the list because carbon dioxide is more of a pressing concern than polluted water right now, I think. Keep in mind, the other reason it's taken us a long time to get things done here is because, the algae terrarium needs algae and water, the algae deoxidizer needs algae and water, and then it needs power, which requires someone to run on this, People are eating, that requires Bear to sit here and pull on this lever for a long time. Mathis, or Dan in this case, is always doing research. It takes a while. I don't really want to bust into that unbreathable CO2. I don't know where I'm going to put my next bedroom, honestly. We could go up one more level. It actually doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. If we want to, like, we should probably stop issuing build orders, but if we want to, like, tile up an area like this. Why do you go for that first? That's what I ask. And then we could have like 3 more bedrooms and you just walk on top of those to get to them. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because right now it's not that relevant, I think. This is a 3-tile wide. We don't need to do a 3-tile wide. But yeah, I don't know. At this point, it's probably... People are going to be like, it's not symmetrical, and you're going to be right. But at the same time, to fix it is going to annoy me more. Like I said, I like to do things right the first time. And if I don't do them right the first time, screw them. Edible, 19,000. Oh, don't dig that. Just keep throwing in, like a few mush loaves from time to time. Everything seems like this is a nice alien ant farm right now. This is going to contain a compost heap. And then next to the compost heap, we're going to put a storage compactor that should predominantly hold fertilizer. And then we're going to use the fertilizer to help grow plants. And this is like a very small farm to start with, I'll give you that, but that can change pretty quickly. And by pretty quickly, I mean, I hope it changes pretty quickly, but I honestly don't have that much impact over the whole situation. All right, excellent. Well, I think that's a good spot to stop the video in. Everything's looking okay for now. 0 stress, 100% immune system. Everybody's got food. For now, thanks for watching our very pleasant ant farm as we continue to expand slowly but surely. If you enjoyed it, check out the game on Steam. I'll link it in the video description below. Of course, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.